The Bible says, keep the heart with all diligence, because out of it are the issues of life. What are the issues of life? The blood. The blood is what keeps the body alive. My toes are only alive because there's blood going through it. My fingers are only alive because of the blood going through it. And in our hydrotherapy seminar this morning, we looked at that's what hot and cold treatments do. They move blood, because anywhere in the body you want to bring healing, you just bring more blood, because blood has the red blood cells, which have the oxygen and the nutrition and the water and take away waste, and blood also has the white blood cells. So the pump that pumps the blood is very important, and that pump is the heart. So how can we strengthen the heart? Now there are two things we need to look at here. We need to look at the blood going in and out of the heart, because if the blood is kept thin, and if the blood is moving efficiently and effectively, then that makes it easier for the heart to pump it. That makes sense. So the first thing we're going to have a look at is the blood. How can you keep the blood nice and thin? There is no need to take rat poison, I mean warfarin. And there is no need to take aspirin. Aspirin and Aspro, the research is showing now, they cause brain bleeds and eye bleeds. Brain bleeds is contributing to Alzheimer's, eye bleeds is contributing to the deterioration of our eyesight. But you can keep the blood nice and thin. Let's make a list of blood thinners. This is a thicker one. Blood thinners. What keeps the blood thin? Now you're going to love this blood thinner because it's very, very cheap. Water. It is true. It is the best blood thinner that you can take. Well, how come people that are drinking water don't have thin blood? Well, if a person's drinking water, they must be sure that they're drinking adequate water. This is the water loss in a day. So out of your kidneys, we have 1.5 litre loss. Out of your skin, 0.5 of a litre loss. Out of your colon, a 0.3 of a litre loss. And out of your lungs, a 0.2 of a litre loss. So that equals 2.5 litre loss in a 24-hour period. Now, the half litre can be replaced with herb teas, your fruits, your vegetables, but the 2 litres must be replaced with water and water alone. The good news is you don't have to drink it all in half an hour. You've got 24 hours to drink that 2 litres of water. That's pretty reasonable, isn't it? Now, obviously, 8 of those hours we're sound asleep, so we're not drinking. But you've still got a lot of time to drink water. My suggestion is go to bed with a glass of water next to your bed. And as soon as you wake up, half a glass. And then you might go to the bathroom. And then you might come back, have another half a glass. And then you might do what I do and pray. And I've got a lot of children and a lot of grandchildren and a lot of people to pray for. And then I'll have another half glass. And then I might read my Bible, something inspiration for that, have another half a glass. And then I'll put my joggers on and I might have another half glass. And then I'll go for my high intensity run, and when I get back I really want another half glass. You know, it's easy for me because I usually wake about 5:30. That's my favourite wake time. And then I can fit sometimes 3, sometimes 4 glasses of water before I eat at around 7:30. Wow, so that's a lot of my water done, yeah? Now the best time to drink water is between meals, because if you drink with meals you can water down your gastric juices, as you'll find out tomorrow night when we go on a journey through your gastrointestinal tract. And you'll see when we get to the stomach, it's acid, and you put water in acid, what happens to the acid? It neutralizes it. So try and stop drinking water half an hour before the meal and resume about an hour and a half, 2 hours after the meal. If you are fully hydrated when you sit to eat, you will not need to drink with your meals. Most people drink with their meals because they sit to eat dehydrated. And it's such an American habit and an Aussie habit. Is it a New Zealand habit? One lady that came to our retreat, she said, every time I sit to eat, I keep reaching for that glass of water. And on Saturday morning, I'll show you how you can rewire your brain, how you can actually change your habits. So it's approximately 2 litres of water in a day. That's absolutely vital. You've just got to find out how to get it in. And your body can utilize it better if you take it in little by little by little. But there is another way you can better utilize your water, and that is by using the whole salt. But aren't we supposed to stop salt? Isn't salt bad for high blood pressure? Let me give you the salt story. The highest concentration of sodium is found in seawater. And seawater contains 92 minerals. It's called an isotonic solution because it is the exact same mineral balance and proportion as is found in the body, in the blood. In fact, in the war, the Navy would transfuse with seawater if they didn't have blood, because very quickly the body can convert it to blood. Of those 92 minerals, 30% is made up of sodium, and 50% is made up of chloride. And so what man often does, as you can see, they're the first crystals formed. Those first crystals are scooped off, bleached white, aluminium's added to it, there's your table salt. So the table salt on the supermarket shelf is actually a dangerous salt. We need to be taking salt into our body the way it's found in nature, with all the other minerals. Celtic salt and Himalayan salt contain 82 minerals. So Celtic salt, and you can usually buy it at the health food shop, 82 minerals. Where are the other 10? They're in such pico proportion that's barely measurable that it's inevitable that some are lost in the evaporation process. But hey, 82 is pretty close to 92, isn't it? And that Celtic salt has 3 magnesiums. It has magnesium bromide, it contains magnesium sulfate, and magnesium chloride. Magnesium is a water-hungry molecule, and that's why that salt is usually quite moist. Now let's go to the CBD and have a look at what happens here. This is the cell. Now the cell has a bilayered membrane around it. And the way to get water into the cell is by taking magnesium. So when you take a crystal of Celtic salt on your tongue, already your mucous membranes are absorbing the minerals into the blood. The blood takes that magnesium to the cell. You drink your water, and that magnesium pulls the water inside the cell. It's a water-hungry molecule. That's the quickest way to hydrate the human body, is to put that crystal of Celtic salt on your tongue, do a little chomp, and then drink it down. Many people are sick because they're dehydrated, and yet some of them are drinking a lot of water. And the water's going straight through. The water is not getting inside the cell. That's why the best way to have your water, and beside my bed I have a little bit of that Celtic salt. I wake up, I have the Celtic salt, I have half a glass of water. As I said, I get out of bed, I have another glass of water. Best way for your body to utilize that water is to have little by little by little by little by little. And at the beginning of every one of your 8 glasses, have that Celtic salt. Now the highest concentration of mineral outside the cell is sodium. The highest concentration inside the cell is potassium. And there are sodium-potassium pumps in the bilayered membrane around the cell. And the pumps are constantly basically going like that, balancing the sodium and potassium levels in and out of the cell. Now, if someone's having a lot of table salt, and remember what table salt contains? 2 minerals. That's what table salt contains, just those 2. 2 minerals. And if someone's having a